Working out more doesn't make you bigger, my friend. In many cases, it just trains you to tolerate pain, not build muscle. You increase the reps, 15, then 20, then 30. More sweat, longer workouts, that satisfying feeling of, I worked really hard today. But your body? It has absolutely no reason to change. Not because you're not trying hard enough, but because you're sending the wrong signal to your muscles. And here's what most people don't understand. Muscles don't grow because you train longer. They grow because you force them to become stronger. Let that sink in for a second. There's a belief that refuses to die. If you do more reps, you'll tone the muscle better and eventually it'll get bigger. It sounds logical. That's exactly why it fools so many people. Well, that's exactly where things go wrong. Let's break down why this myth is so convincing. Number 1, the burn. You know that feeling. That deep burning sensation in your muscles. It feels like your muscles are literally melting. So your brain goes, this has to be muscle growth happening. But in reality, that burn is mostly metabolic stress, not a direct signal for growth. It feels like progress, but it's just discomfort without direction. Number 2, the pump. Ah yes, the classic mirror moment. You finish a high rep set, look at your arms, and suddenly, wait, am I bigger? Your muscles feel tight, fuller, swollen. For a brief moment, you look like a superhero. But here's the catch. That size is temporary. The illusion disappears faster than your pump. It's just blood rushing into the muscle, not new muscle being built. Sorry, I know, painful truth. Number 3, does sweat equal effectiveness? If sweating built muscle, doing hot yoga in the middle of summer would turn you into Arnold Schwarzenegger? But it doesn't. This one might be the biggest lie in fitness. You're drenched in sweat, shirt soaked, breathing hard. So naturally you think, this must be working. But sweating is just your body trying to cool down. It has nothing to do with muscle growth. You can sweat a lot and still make zero progress. And this is where most people get it wrong. You're confusing how it feels versus what actually causes muscle growth. And trust me, your body doesn't care about your feelings. It only responds to biological signals. So the real question is, what signal are you actually sending? And more importantly, is your body even listening? Because once you understand what your muscles are actually responding to, everything about how you train starts to change. Muscle growth is a survival response. Let's get one thing straight. Your biceps do not care about looking good in a tank top. Your body is a highly efficient, incredibly lazy survival machine. Muscle is metabolically expensive to maintain, meaning it burns valuable calories just by existing. So your biological system operates on one very strict, very simple rule. If you force me to lift something dangerously heavy, I will upgrade the hardware so I don't die next time. Let's use a real-world analogy. Imagine you walk to the store and carry a tiny 2-kilo bag of groceries back home every single day. Your nervous system handles it easily and says, oh, okay, easy mode. No need to change anything. But tomorrow, you suddenly try to carry a massive 20-liter jug of water up 3 flights of stairs. Your muscles struggle. Your body goes into full panic mode and realizes, wait, what is this? The current muscle mass isn't enough to survive this. We need an immediate upgrade. In the exercise science world, this biological trigger is called mechanical tension. It is the absolute holy grail of muscle growth. You need a high enough level of physical tension pulling on those muscle fibers to literally force them to adapt and grow. No sufficient tension, no growth. It really is that brutally simple. What high reps are actually doing to your body. Now let's talk about high rep training. You know the sets? 20, 25, maybe even 30 reps. Your breathing gets heavy, your muscles start burning. By the end, you feel completely drained. It feels intense, it feels productive. But here's the problem. Your body doesn't measure effectiveness based on how intense it feels. Under the surface, something else is happening. The weight is light, the mechanical tension is low, the set lasts longer. Fatigue builds up quickly. And here's the key issue. You're feeling tired, not gaining muscle. It's just that you're running out of oxygen, glycogen, and honesty, patience. When you spend most of your workout doing long sets with light weight, you're training your body to last longer, not to grow bigger. The muscle fiber twist that nobody tells you. Now let's go one layer deeper. Your muscles are not just one uniform block of meat. They're made up of different types of fibers, and each type responds differently to training. Slow twitch fibers are built for endurance. They're efficient, resistant to fatigue, and handle long-duration work very well. But they produce relatively low force, and their ability to grow is limited. Fast twitch fibers are the opposite. They generate much higher force, fatigue quickly, and have the greatest potential for size and strength gains. Now, here's the biological mechanism most people completely miss. Your nervous system is cheap. It always uses the lowest effort option first. When the task is easy, your body uses slow twitch fibers because they're enough to handle the load. Only when the demand increases, either because the weight is heavy or because you're close to failure, does your body start recruiting fast twitch fibers. And those are the fibers that actually drive muscle growth. Now think about what happens during a high rep, lightweight set. If you're doing 30 reps with a lightweight, a large part of that set is handled by slow twitch fibers. The fibers that grow the most are only recruited near the end, which leads to an uncomfortable truth. The first half of your set is not doing what you think it is. It's not useless. But it's not the main driver of growth either. Only the last few reps, the ones where everything slows down, where the weight actually feels heavy, those are the reps that matter. So the real question becomes very clear. Are you actually training your muscles from the beginning of the set? Or are you spending most of your energy just getting to the point where training finally begins? And once you see it this way, everything changes. It's not about doing more reps. It's about making each rep count. The real takeaway, what you should actually do. Now let's stop talking theory. Let's turn this into something you can actually use in your next workout. High reps are not useless. They help with endurance, they give you a sick pump, and they're great for warm-ups. But if your goal is muscle growth, they are support work. Not the foundation. The foundation is tension. But how do you know if you've created enough tension? Let me give you the ultimate reality check. It's a scientific concept called RIR, which stands for reps in reserve. And to understand it, we're going to play a little game. Imagine you're at the gym. You just finished a set of 10 bicep curls. You put the weight down, wipe your sweat, and feel pretty proud of yourself. Now imagine a madman walks up, puts a loaded gun to your head, and screams, "Give me 5 more reps right now." Be absolutely honest with yourself. Could you do it? If your answer is, well, yeah, to save my life, I probably could, then congratulations. Your weight is way too light, and you just wasted an entire set. If you have 5 reps left in the tank, your body was never in danger. There was no real mechanical tension. To actually trigger growth, your RIR needs to be between 0 and 2. Meaning, even with a gun to your head, you could only physically squeeze out 1 or 2 more ugly reps. Let's apply this to actual numbers so you stop guessing in the gym. Example 1, dumbbell curls biceps. If you're a beginner, grab the 8 to 12 kilogram dumbbells. If you're advanced, look at the 12 to 18 kilogram range. Aim for 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps, but remember the gun test. If you hit rep 12 and you're still smiling, you picked the wrong weight. The last 2 reps should slow down noticeably. Your face should look like you're trying to solve a complex math equation in your head. Example 2, bench press, chest. Start with the weight, not the reps. For most men, a good baseline is 60 to 70% of your body weight. So if you weigh 70 kilograms, put about 40 to 50 kilograms on the bar. Structure it simply. 3 to 5 sets, 6 to 10 reps. A proper set should push you to the point where that final rep feels completely uncertain. If you rack the bar and confidently think, I could easily do 3 more, add more weight. Example 3, the squat, legs. Squats are where most people confuse getting tired with training hard. For building muscle, here's a solid reference. Beginners, 40 to 60 kilograms total. Intermediate, 60 to 80 kilograms. Advanced, 80 to 100 plus kilograms. Again, aim for 3 to 5 sets of 6 to 10 reps. By rep 8, your speed must slow down. By the last rep, you shouldn't lose form or panic, but you should feel like doing 1 more rep would require a miracle. That is the zone where muscle growth happens. The simplest progression rule. If you want to grow, you don't just repeat the same workout, you improve it. Every single week, you need to do one of these 3 things. Add 2 to 5 kilos to the bar. Add 1 to 2 reps with the same weight. Improve your control. Slower eccentrics, better form. If nothing changes, your body has no biological reason to change. You see, all this time, you weren't lazy. You didn't lack effort. You were just training in a way your body didn't care about. More reps, more sweat, more time, it's a trap. From now on, stop asking yourself, how many reps should I do? Start asking, is this weight actually threatening my muscles? You don't need to work out longer. You just need to make every single rep slightly more terrifying. If you made it this far, you're already ahead of 90% of the people aimlessly wandering around your gym. If you want to understand how your body actually works and stop wasting time on fitness myths, subscribe to Fitness Myth Lab. We don't chase trends, we break them down with science. See you in the next one.